Hey guys! So, like I said, I was going to record another one. I think I found one that might be interesting. Number one rule for raw food weight loss. I'm not sure what I'm going to say here. This is after 30 bananas a day. I mean, by the thumbnail, I look pretty good, I have to be honest. I can't remember how much I weighed here. I'm going to guess probably under 120. Probably 10 pounds, probably more than 10 pounds less than I weigh right now. I weigh like just under 130 right now, about 128, 129. Yeah, I look pretty good. Obviously, wasn't able to maintain it. I think this actually might be kind of reasonable, which isn't very fun. I think I'm gonna say like, hey, you can't just eat tons of bananas. You can still gain weight on fruit. Oh, and no boobies. I can tell from the thumbnail. So that's good because that was weird.
And today I want to talk about weight loss, specifically the number one rule for raw food weight loss.
I like how I had to say the exact title of the video. The number one rule for raw food weight loss. Man, I know I'm always talking about my hair. I know, but it looks so bad there. It is so dry. I mean, I like the length. I miss my long hair, to be honest, but man, it is so dry looking there. I don't know if that's when I did the no shampoo thing or not. I think so. I don't think I was using like shampoo and conditioner there because holy crap. Also, I was getting a lot of sun. I get like no sun now, so I'm sure that makes a difference too.
Typically they aren't even able to stay with raw for months. Usually it's maybe a few weeks at a time, and then their cravings are just so intense that they end up eating cooked foods. And typically this is just because they aren't eating enough calories.
Christina says the same type of thing. She had that video about why you fail, 5 reasons why you fail on a raw food diet or something like that. And that was one of the reasons, like not eating enough calories. And it's like, okay, sure, that may play a role, but I know of people who ate plenty of calories and they still had cravings for other things, right? So it's not necessarily a calorie thing. I mean, you could easily have some sort of deficiency, right? And you could be craving ice, iron deficiency. Often we crave things like ice, other things as well, possibly tomatoes. I know there are some case studies of that. I personally had really intense cravings for tomatoes while I was raw, especially while I was doing the 30 bananas a day thing and really like limiting greens and stuff and just eating fruit basically. Point is, you can easily eat enough calories on raw and still be deficient in like a lot of things, as I showed in the last video, in the what I ate today low fat raw food video that I talked about and put stuff into Chronometer. I was very clearly low in iron, which is really bad for me because I have like really heavy periods. There's actually a word for it. I can't remember what it's called, but it puts me at increased risk for iron deficiency anemia, and I have been deficient many, many times because of it.
So you want to focus on eating enough fruit from the get-go, enough fruit to maintain a healthy body weight for you. So again, this will set you up for success long term, so that once you get to the point where your body fat is lower, it won't be a problem. You'll still be able to lose the weight at slower rates, but it'll be permanent weight loss because you won't have to worry about getting really hungry and having those binges. You'll already be eating it.
It's funny that I'm saying this. And I weigh more now than I did then. Like, absolutely, I weigh more now than I did then. Again, like at least 10 pounds heavier than I was then. I'm not fat by any means. My BMI is totally healthy. I'm almost 5'4". I was just weighed recently. I wasn't sure if I'm like closer to 5'3" or closer to 5'4". I'm closer to 5'4", so that's exciting. Yeah, and again, my weight's like under 130, so I'm totally good when it comes to BMI, but I'm absolutely heavier now than I was then. Just saying. The worst thing about this video, not only that it's promoting raw, but that it's promoting this idea that this is easy, that it's just so easy to lose weight. And for some people it is. Some people who, they've been overweight their whole life and then they get serious and they lose the weight and they never gain it back. And that's amazing. But for a lot of people, it's not easy. It's just not. And you see people over and over again losing the weight and gaining it back. Losing the weight, gaining it back plus some. Losing the weight, gaining it back plus some. It's obviously not easy for people. I can't be funny about this because it's the thought that someone who was struggling with their weight saw this and thought, well, I'm going to do this and this'll be it and this'll help me and I'll be skinny finally and it'll be great and it'll be permanent weight loss, as I said. And then they probably did not have that result, just makes me like fucking sad and angry at myself. And yeah, sorry, this isn't a fun one. I don't know what to say. It's really frustrating because I know how I don't know, I've never been obese, but I've struggled with weight, and I've struggled with perception of my own body, and I know how tough these issues can be, and I know that they can lead people to do really stupid thing like me, like go raw and like force myself to throw up after meals. You know, so just the thought that I kind of helped propagate this bullshit that like it's so easy, just do this and it'll solve all your problems, just kind of makes me sick. You know, I wish it were that simple. I wish I had the answer. I wish there were just one thing that we could all do and everyone would lose weight. I mean, there are things that we can do that generally help. You know, obviously trying to eat more whole foods, trying not to eat heavily processed, heavily like palatable foods, right? Like, I don't know, the first thing that comes to mind is like a cheese dip with chips, right? Like, holy crap. Most of us can eat a lot of that, right? If you deal with weight issues, that's probably something you can easily overeat on. Like anything like that, these kind of sugar, fat, salt combos, if you can remove those from your diet as much as possible and really just focus on more whole, healthy foods, you know, more beans, more fruits, more vegetables, more whole grains, that is, I think, it's not easy. It's not necessarily simple. You know, a lot of people, if you're not used to eating that way, if you're used to eating a lot of convenient stuff, you know, you do have to, on some level, learn how to cook and learn at least a little bit about nutrition. And obviously, you don't have to do it all at once. There are small steps that you can take. And the same applies to going vegan, right? This isn't just about weight loss, but any sort of huge like dietary or sort of, you know, change in habit that you're trying to make. Of course, you can start slowly. That's probably the best approach for most people. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with that. I guess just, yeah, it's not that simple, you know, and it takes a little bit of a learning curve. Again, whether you're going vegan, whether you're just trying to get healthy, there is a little bit of learning curve there. And I think anyone who is implying that it is just so easy and simple and here's the answer and just do this and you'll do it, is just really bad. Just is really, really bad. I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what to say. It's awful, and it makes me just really sad because this is one of the biggest issues, honestly, not only in this country but in many countries, is just people not being able to get healthy. And it makes me sad that we don't have better information for people, that so much of it is this kind of shit, this kind of simplistic bullshit that just sends people down the wrong path and ultimately just leaves them feeling like shit because they can't do it and they end up at the same weight or even heavier. And now they have this whole extra added baggage of like, oh, well, she said it was so simple and that everyone could do it, but I couldn't do it. So there's just something uniquely wrong with me. Anyway, I'm gonna end there, I guess. I don't know. Oh, there's more to the video. Sure.
Eat enough fruit, get in your greens, and limit your fat intake, and to feel satisfied on this diet. And if you can do that, I promise you, you'll end up losing weight anyway. It may not be as quickly, but most people still find that they're easily able to lose half a pound, even a pound.
Where am I getting that from? Like, did I meet most people eating a raw food diet? What about all the people who tried to do it and failed and went back to eating like a normal diet? Am I taking them into account? Probably not.
It may take a little longer. You may be looking at 1/4 pound per week, but still it'll happen. And more importantly, it'll stay gone because you'll be eating
I need to start meditating. I'm getting way too angry about this. But it is upsetting. Again, that like, I promise you shit. What is that? Oh my God. I sound like I don't know, just whatever snake oil salesman.
So that's my tip for raw food weight loss. It's worked for me. Today I eat basically as much as I want until I'm satisfied and have no problem maintaining a healthy weight and a healthy body fat percentage. So
I'm like, this is the craziest feeling. I'm like so happy that I'm bigger now than I was then, like to spite myself. Yeah, that was a really depressing, aggravating video. I'm gonna go do some yoga or something. I hate yoga. If you want to subscribe, that's cool. Comments and questions, obviously, down below. Support the channel, patreon.com/unnaturalvegan, and I will have a new video very soon.